All right, hello everybody. Welcome back to In the Woods, a Woodland Church podcast. I am here with Devon and Britt. And today, Britt just looked at me. She had this look on her face. Is he going to call me Bree?
I was just waiting. I was waiting for it. Good job. Points for you.
So today is a different podcast than all the others because up until this point, every week has been talking to a different person, getting to know different people. Today's the first day that we're kind of, you guys have all been on it already. In many ways, this is probably more what the podcast will look like in the future. We can only, interview new people so many times, where it's more just people that have already been on it coming together, talking about what we talked about on Sunday and anything else that comes up, including the horrors of Missouri football.
Oh, stop it right now, okay? You know
I'm
what?
just kidding.
We don't have a podcast for
It'd
that.
have to be a real football team to call it horrors. All right.
Can I leave now?
Keep them coming. We got all day.
I gotta go. I do not have to stand for this.
All right. But this week, we were continuing our series looking at the lies the devil tells us, calling it same old tricks. And I actually didn't preach, so I had the week off. I just went and took a nap during church.
Good for you.
Is that true? I'm kidding. Someone's like, you did really? But Devon, you did preach at the Marshall campus. And Pastor Ken actually was at Battle Creek. He lives out of state, though, and just kind of drives in. So because of, what was it, Labor Day? Is it Memorial? Okay.
Labor Day.
We're recording a day later. And so we just said, fine, let Britt be on it, I guess. Yeah.
This abuse is consistent. I would like to make that clear.
I feel like I'm going to play mediator the rest of this podcast.
My gosh.
No, it was actually very intentional because the whole point of this last weekend was the lie that Satan wants to tell us that we're in this alone, or we should, just try to make by on ourselves. And Britt, one of your roles here over the past 3-4 years has, right? 2-3 years?
Sure, let's throw out a number. For the last 16 years.
The last 74
years.
Two-ish years has been helping to lead groups and things at the Marshall campus and get people connected. And now that you're stepping into the campus pastor role with Pastor Devon leaving, that'll still be part of your responsibilities. But so I thought it'd be great to have you on to include the conversation as well. So here's where I want to start. Again, we were 2 campuses. And so every Sunday you've got 2 different people taking on a topic. And I'm curious, just maybe for people that are listening or watching the podcast that maybe normally attend Battle Creek or maybe just miss Church this week in general. Devon, where did you go with this topic, this lie? How did you go about addressing it?
Yeah, I thought, to be honest, if I'm honest, I think did I say this?
I hope for honesty.
Yeah, I'm joking. Let's be honest then.
Normally we lie, but right now.
Normally we lie. This is about to hear the
honesty.
dead truth right here. I think I even said it in my sermon. I struggled to write. Did I say that?
Oh, yeah.
I think I said
services.
that. I struggled to write this message. I have preached. I've preached so much on this topic of.
What do you say? It's new kind of thing.
Yeah, community and living life together.
Yeah.
The importance of having people around you, and so I struggled. I honestly sat over. I think we talked about. I write my sermons on a blank piece of paper, literally like the old. It's a blank piece of paper, like writer's block.
Staring at it.
Yeah, like that's exactly how I was. Because all joking aside, probably 8 to 10 times I've preached on this topic in 6 years. Like the importance that the Bible says about community and being in community, and all the scriptural references about being in community, and like there's a clear biblical message to be in community, yada yada. So I honestly struggled to find a new way to say it or come at it from a different angle. I actually used the basketball analogy.
I thought it was super helpful.
I read it somewhere because I wrote this message 2 weeks ago because I was gone all last week. So I wrote it the week before. Okay, so I can't remember where I read it. Somewhere along the lines of this writer was using the analogy of a basketball team to paint the picture of the importance of doing this life with other people.
The shared life.
Yeah. So I preached a message called The Shared Life. And I kind of used that analogy of a basketball team, and I kind of did put my own spin on it as just the basketball represented your life. And then I had a person come up, Cam Hiscott came up, and we like bounced the ball back and forth. Like it's supposed to be shared. But the last thing the devil wants is for you to live that type of life. And so I had somebody play the devil in church, and
so
they
how did you do that, Britt?
She crushed it, man. Crushed it. She's gonna win an Oscar, I think.
It was the role she was born to
Actually,
play.
Kyler, and he
Caden's
did
brother. And he did a wonderful
phenomenal
job. Yeah, he
job playing defense.
And he came and played defense. And like, you know, like when somebody comes and plays defense on a basketball player, the natural tendency is to like kind of tuck the ball, like stop dribbling, definitely don't pass, and kind of like turn. And I said, that's the position the devil wants you in. Like for the next 20, 30, 40, 50 years of your life. He wants you just to go from sharing your life to trying to save your life and like protect it. And in this isolation, again, I'm trying to paint what the visual was, so it may be confusing if you didn't didn't actually listen to the message, but paint this visual of like, I personally have never had the devil like say the exact words, "You're all alone," like to me. But he has said to me multiple times words that communicate that you're all alone lie. He's tried to convince me like, oh, they won't get it. Like
the people in your life won't get it.
Yeah, don't even like, just keep it between you and like they won't even get it. Or they won't understand. Like, or they can't help you. Or what if they found out? Like all things that kind of point towards that same lie of you're all alone, because like, nobody will get it. Nobody will understand. Nobody's going to be able to help. And what if they found out? Well, I don't want any of those things. So like, I'm just going to save my life and protect my life. And next thing you know, you're just in this spiral of living alone, basing your life off isolation. So yeah, man, that's where I went. I hope it was impactful for people. Again, just try to find a new, fresh way to go at it. The importance of living in community. So shared life, and try to land the plane and recognizing like how hard that is, because like, I use the ball. If this ball represents your life, with all these people in this room, this ball represents a lot of hurt, and a lot of regret, and a lot of embarrassment, and a lot of pride, and so like, I say share your life, and for some that's easy, some that's hard. So like for those that's hard, I told them, do it because the Bible tells you to. Do it because it's good for you. Do it because it's good for others. But I told them, I feel like I just want to tell you, do it just to rebuke the devil. And just do it to rebuke the devil. Yeah. Tell the devil you're not alone. Tell yourself you're not alone. That's where I landed it. Yeah. And I hope it spoke to one person. Cool. I hope. Yeah.
So hearing that, a couple things. There's two different ways we could take this, and maybe I'll start with the first one. Less about the message itself. I actually had lunch with Ken after Sunday. My wife's sister came into town, and they went out. So Ken and I just went and had some burritos, pretty good.
Where at?
We were at San Francisco, I think.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Thane said it was really good. You said it wasn't your favorite.
I did. No, yeah. Nina's all the way.
Sarah, didn't you? Are you a San Francisco fan here? No. Yes.
San Francisco's fan.
I would do Nina's.
I
would go.
Okay, so we're divided. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was fine. I mean, nothing San Diego food, but when it comes to Mexican, but
for sure.
It's still, whatever. So we were talking though about some of our own experiences in the past when we were younger, serving under pastors who we knew were basically plagiarizing messages.
Oh, yeah.
Like guys getting up and just preaching Rob Bell or Andy Stanley or Craig Rochelle. And kind of as we were talking, I don't even know exactly where I'm going with this, but it was almost like, he and I are both a little bit later on in life, I suppose you'd say.
You're old.
But the idea was when I was 25, that was just, how could you? This isn't your own idea. How dare you? Yeah. And then you get older and you realize this guy's been doing this every week for 19 years. That's like 1,000. Do you know how many times he's got up and told people they should be in a small group in the last 2 decades?
Yeah.
And you've been doing it for 5 and you're like, I preached this
I'm struggling times. In it. Yeah.
I looked at it and said, okay, I have preached on this topic so much that I think Pastor Ken should do it. I'm kidding. That's not true, Ish. So
the truth.
We said this is the truth.
This is the truth podcast. That's right. Yeah.
Can we rename this, Sarah?
I am. This is more for you, Devon. I was like, so it can't be the only one. There's probably other topics. Like for you, like how do you work through that mental hurdle of, okay, I'm doing this one again, knowing that you inside of yourself probably want to be creative and fresh. Yeah. But every person sitting out there doesn't remember the last time you preached about it.
I could preach the
and
same
you're trying to balance
over again.
that.
Yeah. No, I know. Yeah. I mean, So one thing that's helped me, I said it in this last week's sermon. One thing that's helped me is the more ministry experience I've gotten, the more perspectives I can offer in a sermon, the more so I said in this Sunday, like I probably would have 5 years ago, I would have left out the last 15 minutes of my sermon. Like I wouldn't have written in, which in my, it's so prideful to say, but I think the last 15 minutes of my message this past week was the strongest 15 minutes of the entire 35 minutes. And because 5 years ago, I didn't really have much experience sitting with people, like in talking about life and hard things. And like, I just kind of thought like, you look like you have it all together. You know, you look fine and like you got nothing bad happening in your life. And then, I mean, you work in ministry for 5 minutes and you recognize like everybody's got something going on, So one thing that's helped me is just over the years, getting more experience, getting to know people more, getting to understand life a little bit more, learning more about the scriptures, learning how to relate to people a little bit more, all help bring in extra perspectives that like I normally, again, 5 years ago, I wouldn't have thought to like talk about the hurt that's in the room. Like I probably wouldn't have acknowledged that. I probably would have just said, go share your life. Yeah. Have fun doing it. And like 25% of the room sitting there like, yo, I tried that. And like, I thought I could trust that person and they hurt me. Like you're making it sound like it's so easy. It's not. So like, I think just experience has helped me the most because now I can sprinkle those things in to my sermon.
Almost might be interesting to take those 8 messages and put them next to each other in order of time and just see the ways that you've changed. Or grown
Yeah.
Your perspective has changed.
Oh man, you see message 1, it would be like, just do it. And it should be easy to do it because the Bible tells you to do it.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, well, I mean, you're human though, and like you've had like unfortunate things happen and like, I want to be sensitive to that and not just be up here pretending like this is all easy to do because it's not, So, I bet you there'd be some type of progression. I don't know, of me being a little bit more pastoral, I guess. I don't know.
There might be, you look at those first ones, you're like, oh my gosh, did I actually say that out loud?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's like, man, he's so harsh. Yeah. I know.
Sure.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, people stuck around. Wow. But yeah, man, so I think that's helped the most. Yeah. Cool. What about you? You preach on the same topic 100 times.
I always had the advantage though of being more spaced out. When you're like in my role, I was like 12, 15, maybe a year. So barely like once a month. So like I could do something and hadn't talked, maybe it had been 2 years since I'd done that topic. But I'm this is what Ken and I were actually talking about. I think Britt and you talked about like the Enneagram a little bit. Like the Enneagram 4, which is like my wing, is very like, I have to be new. I have to be creative. I don't want anything to, if I've ever done anything before, I just want to throw it away, not do it again. We were even talking about the way that I told him, I don't like listening to people preach because if they say something really cool or interesting, I can never use it. Oh, but if I didn't hear you say it and I didn't know you said it, I can use it. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like as soon as I know somebody else did it, it's like, oh, never use that one. So I almost want to like, keep like earmuffs on, like don't give me any.
Like
I want all my own ideas.
Blinders.
Yeah, because I don't want to lose. Because I know I'm gonna fuck this thing 5 times, 5 different ways to say it. I don't want to lose any. Yeah. It's just weird, stuff you never think about. But it's really, really hard for me. It's as a speaker, coming around to the same topic a second or third time is. I couldn't imagine it doing a 5th and 6th time. Yeah, it's coming, but
definitely.
Yeah. So. Britt, as a person who's a bit more, we talked about this on our last podcast when you and I were together, a bit more introverted. One of the things that, as you were just talking about, like, there's 2 ways to even, you weren't talking about this, but there are 2 ways to look at this lie, like you're all alone. Mm-hmm. One of them is from the perspective that a person believes in their head, like, nobody wants to be around me. I'm not loved. I'm by myself, kind of thing. Mm-hmm. The other perspective is the person that says, actually, no, I'm totally good by myself.
I want to be alone.
I literally don't. Yeah. Like, Britt, I'm curious where you are in that spectrum and how you work through that.
I think I would thrive. Have you guys heard of that show Alone? I think I would thrive
Oh, is
on
that where they're,
Alone
like, dropped with, like,
in
5 things? Yeah.
a warmer
You
climate.
watched the movie Castaway and were like, ooh, how do I sign up for that?
I just need my own Wilson. Yeah, so for the introvert like me, here's the thing. I feel like in life, it's all about balance. I am an introvert. I get home and I have 4 kids and my husband, and it's like there's only so much peopling I can do before I'm like, honey, we just need to like shut everything off and shut the world out. And yet I recognize that even me, and as introverted as I am, I need community, because if I'm not in community, I find myself in some pretty negative headspaces. I need people speaking life into me. I need people speaking truth and honesty and challenging me. And I also recognize that community is really hard for me. It's interesting. Last Wednesday, at prayer, the shepherds were out of town for vacation, but we were at the downtown location. And on a whim, God brought to mind someone at our church who I hadn't seen in a while, someone extremely introverted. And I just pulled my phone out. I said, hey, I'm going to be headed to the downtown location a little bit. I haven't seen you. I would love to see you tonight. I will be at prayer. Will you be there? A little while later, she texted back and she said, yeah, I think I can do that. And probably 5 minutes later, again, the introvertedness took over and she said, but do I have to pray out loud? I said, absolutely not. Just show up. Give us an opportunity to love on you, to give you a hug, and just to make sure you're doing okay. Same thing with groups. For people like me, maybe a little bit like you, we can only do group for so long before we're like, okay, it's time to tap out. And yet there is something so life-giving about being with people.
Yeah. I'm curious, Devon, if you were to say like, okay, let me preface this well. There's all kinds of things that we do to be healthy humans in the image of Jesus, right? Like you could make a list of all the, call them spiritual disciplines, whatever. Sure. I think it's fair to say that community, being connected to people, is on the list. It's not the list.
No, yeah.
I do think sometimes there's almost like being in community is next to being like Jesus. Why? It's one of the things.
Yeah.
There are other things that help us grow and be healthy. And I think on that list, every person can look at things on the list that might be like the complete opposite, like solitude and prayer, time in your Bible, like generosity, all these other kind of things that we do. And if you were to sort of say like, of the ones that I'm like, I really love these are a struggle for me. I'm curious because Britt and I sort of little bit cut from the similar cloth where yours is a different personality type. Like for you naturally, are groups something that you're like excited about, or you're more like, that's a discipline I gotta?
Yeah, no, I'm like anybody. I think eventually I'll get quote unquote, like you guys say, peopled out, but like it takes a lot. Like I love it. Like it always amazes me whenever I hear pastor. I don't know if I've heard you say this, but I've heard pastors say like, yeah, man, on a Sunday I just go home and crash.
We
and
both said that.
Did you really, dude?
I'm not even preaching.
No, I'm being dead serious. On a Sunday, I go home and like I could legit run a marathon. Like it's very
What is wrong with you?
energizing. Like I am at my highest Monday through Sunday. I have a high getting into my car and leaving church. Like I'm just ready to go. And so I love community. I love hanging out. But if you were to ask my wife, definitely there's times when it's like, okay, I really would just like to just me and you, or just me. I need to go. But even if I go do the solitude thing, legit give me a half an hour and I'm good. Like I'm right back. Like I don't need much.
Yeah.
So community is really high up there for me. I love talking to people. I love sitting and hanging out with people. Like like the baptism thing. Love it, dude. I'm like, that's my element. Just walking around, chit chatting, seeing that person, greeting that person. I love it. That's the reason I'm out in the driveway, love it. So but I also recognize, like Britt said, balance is important. Like I definitely will recognize, I will find myself getting annoyed easily. Like that's when I'll start realizing like, okay, I probably need to like Bree is really good at being like, maybe you should just go for a walk. And legit, like a 15 or 20 minute walk, I'm good for another week. Like that's all I need. I'm not that type of person. I need a whole day or a whole afternoon. Definitely not. I do like solitude. I love just to sit quietly. One of my favorite things is just to put on prayer pads in my car and drive. Like just put on prayer pads. Yeah, just prayer pads. Yeah, just.
I don't know the reference. I'm sorry.
It's so like just like a keys instrumental.
Oh, like musical.
Yeah,
like a synth pad.
Yeah, like a synth pad. Yeah,
okay.
like love that. Like,
I was like,
my
is this
morning.
going to your dashboard? What is the prayer pad? Is Jesus on the pad?
Just one
I just
opera-
stare at them
like
as I
the
drive.
cupcakes.
Yeah. They. So that's like one of my favorite things to do.
Okay.
But again, 20 minutes, man, half an hour, good.
I
Back around people.
So this is a 4-day weekend. We had, like I said, my sister-in-law and her 4 kids came, and great. It's cool to see them. But we're recording this on a Tuesday. Yesterday was Labor Day. I woke up, we did a few things, and about 11 o'clock, I started reading a book, and I put it down at 10:45 p.m.
No way.
Wow.
I read about 600 pages
I
and didn't talk to anybody.
No way.
And then I woke
my
up this morning, I'm like,
gosh.
oh, all right, back to work.
You're ready to go? Yeah, see, it's so opposite. I'm so, such a different personality. Yeah.
I would say though, and I don't know, it almost ties into the first thing we talked about in a weird way. My struggle sometimes with being in a life group is not so much, and this is completely personal, it's not so much the introvert thing. Because usually like, hey, it's Tuesday night, we're gonna get together to a group, cool, no problem. Sometimes for me, the hardest thing is, and this isn't necessarily like I don't know, it's just open sharing thing. You just can't take my job hat off ever.
Yes.
I can't do it.
Yeah.
And other people also can't do it, which I don't expect them to, but they can't. So if I'm in a life group with people, one of two things are going to happen. I'm either going to sit and be completely silent and not say a word the entire time, or 7 minutes in, I'm going to be explaining the Greek behind the verse there, and I'm going to teach for 20 minutes. They're going to ask me tons and tons of questions, and then my wife is just going to sit there and like tap her foot. Like I'm not talking anymore. Like I become teacher, pastor guy in the meeting, and so it's hard for me. This is just me. Sometimes to see life groups as community and not as an extension of my job. And you both work in ministry. Have you dealt with that at all?
Go ahead.
Yes, would be the short answer. I think it's hard as someone who helps lead the groups. For me, it's been really difficult to find a group or my group. I know I've had pretty specific conversations with, I've got a small circle of people at the church who know and accept Britt for just Britt. And so I think that's kind of where I have to keep my community, is with that small circle of friends who know the things that I'm struggling with, right? Those are things that I just can't because of the role that I have, the hat that I wear. I wouldn't bring those to our groups throughout the week, because I want to be there to encourage, to lead, to guide, to support the leaders. Right, to help the leaders who are there.
Okay, I have a question. I'm sorry. I need to interrupt because I'm so curious about this. This is one of those podcasts that's probably impractical for people that aren't in ministry, but I'm really curious.
Okay.
The people that are your circle, are they all group leaders of their own groups? Or do they?
No.
Okay.
No.
They're not people that are involved in groups at all? Or they just go to their own groups?
They have been group leaders, but they are not currently group
Okay. I guess the reason I ask is sometimes as church leaders, which is kind of what we are, the people that end up becoming our community and our friends are the people that are also church leaders. And you don't want all the church leaders getting in a group together.
Yes,
or
it
else
gets
you need them to
very
go to all the
leaders.
different groups.
It gets complicated. I've got a small group over here, and then I've got another friend over here who she participates in a group, and she and I have just gotten to know each other really well over the last year or so. And so she is another one. I think it's just, you have to be careful who you decide to share your stuff with. And so that's just been something, I mean, I don't know if you guys have had that issue, just something interesting to navigate being in ministry, because you never want someone to say, well, she's got too much going on. I can't talk to her about X, Y, and Z. I want to be the person who goes to encourage you. I'm not looking for you to come and encourage me.
Yeah.
So I think we just have to be careful with those with those circles. But I think it's just as important for me, for you, for Dev to have those people as well.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, most definitely. Yeah. Yeah. I'm like you. Yeah. Same thing. I can struggle to take the job hat off. I thought what we had going a couple summers ago with the sweets and reads, and then that was really
awesome.
nice time.
Yeah,
that was like
really
one
good.
of my times in 5 years.
You want to give some context?
Yeah, we did a test group for a small group curriculum we were going to unroll, and we wanted to do it. So we got together several people from the church during a summer to kind of test it, act as a group. And it was actually awesome.
Yeah.
Like, it was actually really cool. We met every Tuesday night, and that was a ton of fun. The most helpful thing for me in this is because just like you can see it as hard to take a job hat off. Britt, my wife, who's a lot like Julie, I feel like they're kind of wired a lot in the same way. She is really good. Like, we've got like 3 couples in our church now that have become like really, really good friends. Like the Saturday before we made the announcement to the church of our transition, they showed up at our front door at like 9:30 p.m. Just to lay hands on us and pray over us. Wow. Like on a Saturday night. Like, they've become really, really good friends. So like, I would say in the past it's been a tough thing for me, but now I think it's become easier for sure, just with the relationships that we've built over the years. And then Bree's a big help with that. Cool. Like, really, really big help with that. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think the closest that I've felt that would have been during COVID, when we were completely shut down. Like, me, our lead pastor, and like 3 elders and their wives, like, let's just do a group together. We literally watched church together on Sunday morning. Yeah. And it was probably the most of like, I felt like, okay, I can just totally be just Pete here. I don't need to like lead anything or, but yeah, that is hard. That's, not that, I don't know, this podcast turned into woe is us. Yeah. let's transition
Let's back up.
Let's transition it to, if you're somebody listening in or watching right now who, I want to get like practical for a second. Maybe they heard either you or Ken and said, okay, all right, maybe I'm believing this lie. I do need community. I don't know. Where do I even start here? So at Woodland, like a lot of churches, we do these things called groups. Maybe I realize that this podcast is probably a bit more geared towards people that call church home or whatever, but just to maybe someone that's just like, what are we even talking about here? Like, Britt, explain exactly what we mean when we even say that to somebody who's interested in that.
Are you talking about a small group or being part of community?
More specifically, how we use groups to get community in our church.
Yeah, I think, there's a couple of times a year where we really are championing small groups, be part of community, do life with other people. And so what that looks like for us this fall is we're diving back into these Design for Discipleship books. I try to remind the leaders, and I try to remind everyone in their small groups, the goal is not to get you to get through the lesson. The lesson is not the goal. The lesson is to go deeper in your relationship with the Lord, and while you're at it, to be in community and grow deeper in relationship with others. Right. So there are a variety of ways that can happen, both at the Marshall campus and the Battle Creek campus. Signing up is the easy part. It's taking that step to show up, to be willing, to be honest, to be vulnerable, to be part of community. I feel like that's the hardest part for so many people, to get over that first hurdle. Yeah. Again, just show up. Yeah, just show up. Well, it goes back to what Devon was talking about, just addressing and acknowledging there are a lot of people in our churches who are experiencing and trying to heal from past church hurt. And so when you tell them, join community, be part of a group, they're like, absolutely not. Been there, done that, got the t-shirt. It was painful. I'm not stepping into that again. One of the things that I really appreciated about what you had said on Sunday, yes, I think small groups are important. But he said, I will celebrate just as much the person who comes back to me the following week and said, I just got a cup of coffee with somebody this week. Community can start just by sitting across the table with someone. I had 2 people that Sunday come up to me and tell me, hey, Pastor Devon was talking about, let me know if you're wanting to sit with somebody and have a cup of coffee. I'd love to sit across the table and have a cup of coffee and just hear somebody's story. 2 people on Sunday morning saying, hey, count me in, has nothing to do with small groups, but it is inviting people into a space that's safe for them to share their story and get to know somebody else.
Yeah. So I've been pretty open. You guys know this, like we're new to Michigan this summer. I have 4 kids. Watching my 4 kids all differently try to engage and make friends is interesting because they're so different.
Yeah.
2 of them, you think they were born here. They have like, how many friends, where did all these friends come from? What on earth? And then, some of them not so much. And it's strange because when my kids were really, really little, it actually was very easy because you would just find other parents' little kids and you'd plan a play date.
Yeah.
And they would get out their blocks or whatever and they'd
Arranged
play.
friendships.
Yeah. You try to arrange a friendship at 13 or 14. You know what? Even if those 2 boys were like meant to be best friends for life, it ain't happening because mom made this. If mom's making this happen, he must suck and I don't want to be with him.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And what's interesting is like, I think sometimes there is an element of forced friendships that groups feel like at church.
Yeah.
And so it feels like the leaders of the church are trying to like make play dates for you. And then you go to the life group feeling like, okay, so I've got to become best friends with these people or it's a failure. And it's sort of like, I don't know. It's a weird dynamic because
you know what though? Here's the thing. I do not believe in coincidences. I don't think that these groups happen by accident. And I say that because time and time again, semester after semester, you will have these incredible small group leaders who raise their hand and say, yep, I'm willing to step up and lead. And we might go week 1, nobody signs up for their group. Week 2, nobody signs up for their group. Case in point, last fall, I had a woman say, Britt, I have 1 person signed up for my group. I hate to do that to someone. We are happy to join another group. I don't want her to feel obligated to stay in my group. And I said, hold tight, stay confident, it's going to happen. We got to the Sunday before, leading up to the week that groups were starting, 4 or 5 additional women joined her group, and it's been a godsend. They are still together in their group 1 year later. Your mom's part of that group.
Oh yeah, she is. Yeah. Yeah. That's right.
It's an incredible group.
I actually wasn't trying to be critical of groups. I think what I was getting at was the pressure to become best friends with these people is itself kind of an unhealthy expectation. Because in some ways, and as weird as this sounds, Woodland Church is kind of creating play dates for you.
That sounds so weird.
It does, doesn't it?
These are not play dates.
But
my gosh, as someone who helps with groups, I feel so uncomfortable right now.
I think you're giving
literally.
Britt a new job title, play date master.
I love it. We put blocks in the room.
I can't.
My point though is
handle
like,
it.
when it comes to this sort of open, hey, if you want to get community, go sign up at a table and you're going to show up with a group of people you never knew before next Sunday night. There is an element of, we're inviting you to kind of step out, take some risks and meet people. If you don't become lifelong best friends with these people, that doesn't mean it was a failure.
That's okay.
You took a risk, you met some people, maybe you spent a semester just getting to know some people and the next one you try some maybe different people. Like, I think if you approach it meaning like, okay, if I don't find my soul sisters or whatever, if this isn't the person that's gonna, speak at my funeral, this was a failure. It's like, that's a kind of pressure to put on yourself that's always going to be dangerous, as opposed to like, I'm just trying to get to know people, meet people. And I think when you let it be a little more, see where this goes, that's when I think sometimes those moments do happen. You do make connections.
Yeah.
Less pressure to like, if we're not good friends, this isn't working. Like, I just met you.
But it takes that willingness to step out, which is super scary. Like, I think we need to keep acknowledging.
Scary for us, not scary for Devon. He doesn't.
No, sign me up, man. How many groups can you be a part of at one time?
That's right.
Well, but hold on. Okay, sorry. What I just said was a joke, but it's real because we're not trying to convince people with Devon's personality to get in groups. They're like, when do groups start?
Yeah, exactly.
We have to convince people who don't have that personality to take a risk and step out.
Yeah. One thing I said at the end of the message that I've just learned is I said, for those of people that it's hard, You know, like this is hard sharing your life. Start small. Like you hear us like talking about groups and stuff, but like honestly, how about you just start with like your spouse? Like I don't want to be a pastor that just wants to see his church win. Like get as many people in groups. Like I'd rather see you win, you know, and do I think you joining a group would be great for you? Yeah, sure. But like, I would love for you to start talking to your wife too. Like just start sharing, you know, start talking a little bit more and sharing your life with your spouse, or maybe there's a family member, a friend. What I wish I would have done, because I've talked to so many people over the past almost 6 years, I wish I would have added in there, like just come to our breakfast. Like we're having a breakfast in between our 9 o'clock and 11 o'clock service next week, September 14th. We do this every once in a while as a connections team, just like impromptu breakfast, no, nothing, just in between services, invite some people from church. Like literally as they're walking through the door, I announce it last minute. Like that Sunday, I'll just be like, hey, by the way, like at the end of my sermon, we're going to have a breakfast, like right over there if you just want to come hang out. Like very informal. I wish I would have said that. Like, I get it. Like a group might be like, whoa, like a 10-week commitment or whatever. Like coming out of breakfast next week and just come to one church thing, you know, outside of a normal, just sit in a chair on a Sunday morning and check it out. Like, and see that like, okay, it's not as intimidating as I thought it was. You know, I get to hang out, meet new people. So that was my suggestion to people. Start small. Like, of course I want to see everybody just sign up for a group, but like also recognize, you know, if you're not even talking on the smallest of scales, it's probably tough for you. Yeah. You know, so yeah. Hard for some, easy for others. Yeah.
And I think similar to that, that's why along with groups, I think a healthy church is also doing just what you might call events, just reasons to get together and have a touch point on one level. You know, just even the beach baptism we just did this last weekend kind of has the dual function of, we're celebrating baptism. We're also just, hey, just come hang out at the lake, meet some people, talk to people. It's not a 10-week commitment.
No.
And we'll keep doing things at both campuses like that to help people. Hey, just show up, maybe meet somebody, connect somebody. But as of recording this, we're very early September. Groups are still wide open. So if you're listening to this early September, please know, like you've still got time to check out different groups. You can jump on our website. Yep. There's an actual groups link there.
Yes.
Correct. And then at either campus, whether you're at Marshall or Battle Creek on a Sunday morning, at Battle Creek we have like an info center. At Marshall, where would somebody go, or what would they do to like?
You find me in the back. I'm kind of hard to miss. I stand next to the table.
So there's a table back there.
It's got our books.
It's small enough that Either way, you can get signed up that way. If you have questions, you can send us an email. You can email Britt at woodlandchurch.com. No, Brittany.
Well,
G.
ish. Brittany G.
Brittany G. Oh,
Brittany
it's Brittany
G.
G. Sorry.
That's right. Brittany
That's
G.
the long one. Mine's Pete G. I don't like
Pete
it.
G.
I want to just be Pete. Like, what if we hire another Pete? I'm like, I will never hire another Pete. I'll fire somebody if their name is Pete.
Like share at woodlandchurch.com.
Yes. Sting. I want to be a one-word person. But
there.
we're just excited to get kicked off. If you're listening to this later, because we're making this digital, maybe you're like, it's November, I'm listening to this. You can still reach out to us. Like we're always having openings in different spaces to get you plugged in. It's never too late. You don't have to wait again until next January or something. But if you're listening to this the week of or the first week, please know it's a great time to get plugged in, start getting involved, and meet some people. So this Sunday, along with your breakfast, we're continuing our series. We're looking at the lie that says you don't have what it takes to do what God's called you to do, which I think is, as I shared with staff meeting this morning, something that's, been on my heart a lot, something I dealt with, and it should be.
It's going to be a good one.
Guess what? You're not alone in that.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's cheesy.
That's how the two lies go together, right? They're building on each other. So it's been a good weekend. Hope you all make it out. And any closing or parting words of wisdom you'd like to share?
Go green.
Go green.
Go Lions. Lions kickoff.
Lions kicked off.
This Sunday.
Oh, so we're having real good.
Can we talk about what's happening here? How about that?
What's happening here?
Well, I guess not here per se. Join the dudes at the men's breakfast September 6th.
Oh, tailgate theme.
Yeah, tailgate theme.
Wearing a Lions
Woodland
jersey.
Center, Marshall campus. Oh my gosh.
Is September 6th
It's a Saturday.
This Saturday.
Oh, the Lions
You
game
do
goes
not
on
have
Sunday.
to
Sunday.
wear your
Yeah.
Lions gear.
Yeah.
This is depending on where you're listening. When you're listening to this, we scheduled a meeting to just connect with the people at Marshall to talk about the change and transition, and I scheduled it for
Originally.
next Sunday
Don't
at 3
confuse
p.m.
people.
right when the Lions kick off. You can't do
Yeah,
that.
I don't know,
It
man.
is not Sunday. It is, in fact, Wednesday,
Yeah.
September
But
3rd.
actually, this podcast will be released like almost when that's even passed. So, all right. Well, thank you so much for listening.
Yeah.
We're going to jump back in next week, looking at the next lie that Satan wants to tell us, and continue diving together. So, till then, have a great week, everybody. We'll see you then.
See you later.